Good morning, this is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know news and weather as you start your day.
A man convicted of human trafficking was sentenced to life in prison Tuesday. 61-year-old Leon Cease was arrested in November 2024 after sexually abusing a victim over the course of 12 years.
A judge in Minnehaha County sentenced Cease to multiple life sentences at the South Dakota State Penitentiary for human trafficking, rape, and sexual contact with a child.
Rapid City Police and the Pennington County Sheriff's Office say 7 parolees were arrested in a single day Tuesday.
Authorities say all 7 were taken into custody for allegedly committing new crimes while out under state supervision. The charges range from burglary and theft to drug possession, vandalism, and weapons violations.
Police say the arrests highlight ongoing efforts between law enforcement and parole agents to track down repeat offenders and keep the community safe.
The U.S. Department of Labor is suing a Valley Springs contractor for wrongfully firing an employee after they were injured.
OSHA says an investigation found an employee at Stonehill Excavation LLC and its successor, Split Rock Sand and Gravel, was fired just 2 days after they reported second and third degree burns from scalding water from a pressurized pipe.
In the lawsuit, the department asked the court to hold the company and its successor liable for illegal retaliation, reinstatement of the fired employee, and the payback of wages.
The suit is also asking for $100,000 in punitive damages.
Well, now let's get a check on our weather with meteorologist Scott Munt. Good morning, Scott.
Okay, good morning, everybody. A warmer day today compared to what we had yesterday for eastern KELOLAND. It will be a little cooler across western South Dakota, but still able to hit 60 in Rapid City. The one thing you'll notice, wind coming in from the west and the northwest. Here's our forecast for today. Afternoon highs in the 50s and 60s. I think some of the strongest wind will hold off until we get into the later part of the afternoon and evening. A lot of that will be found in northern KELOLAND, where wind gusts may approach 50 miles per hour. And Brian will have more details on your forecast coming up.
Thank you, Scott. Restaurant Week is returning to downtown Sioux Falls.
For 2 weeks this month, chefs in downtown Sioux Falls will each craft a unique dish for participants to try. There'll be 17 restaurants participating in this year's competition.
You can start trying the different dishes starting tomorrow. To get a glimpse at what restaurants are serving, you can go to this KELOLAND.com original.
41 truckloads of hay made their way to Nebraska ranchers yesterday to help them after they lost grassland to the wildfires.
To help cover the cost of the trip, the South Dakota Cattlemen's Foundation has a donation match of up to $10,000. That money is going directly to fuel.
They're getting a lot of truckers to step up with their time and equipment. And, they really need fuel, and where diesel prices are. And, I think I read it's like an 1,100-mile round trip from the Lake Preston, Kingsbury County area down to where they're going and back. It's a lot of fuel.
If there's any leftover money from that match, that'll go directly to ranchers affected by the wildfires.
We posted information on how you can donate under this story on KELOLAND.com.
MMA fighter Cheyenne Bowers is no stranger to competing in her current hometown of Sioux Falls, but next month's bout will be something new.
After spending much of the past 5 years as a member of the Legacy Fighting Alliance, Bowers is set to make her debut in the Professional Fighters League.
And when she looks even further down the road, it's about more than winning a championship.
A lot of people can get to the belt, but it's hard to keep the belt. So my goal is to be one of the best female 125 fighters in the world and create a legacy that Sioux Falls has never seen before and bring honor and pride to the city of Sioux Falls.
South Dakota native Logan Storley will also be a part of the PFL event on Saturday, May 2nd at the Pentagon.
The early card starts at 6 p.m., followed by the main card at 9 o'clock.
That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get another Check Your Weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, as we look at our weather forecast today, we've had some showers in far northern South Dakota. Most of this is in North Dakota, but just to mention that as some of the tail end moisture sneaks in throughout our northern counties, 30s 40s to begin. We're going to end up close to 60 today in Sioux Falls. The winds, though, are shifting from the south around to the northwest. We've already had that taking place in much of western and central South Dakota, and it's pretty obvious to see that fanning out throughout much of our region here this afternoon. So some wind, a lot of 50s. I think Rapid and Pierre will come in pretty close to 60, but the farther north you go, the cooler those numbers are even this afternoon. Outlook for tomorrow. First of all, we're going to dial back on the wind overnight, so that's some good news, but there's also a system that'll produce some patchy rain or snow in the morning. We've got some fairly dry air at the surface, and that is really a great way in this time of year to tug down temperatures. And so if we start getting some precipitation on radar, which I think we will, do not be surprised if there are some patches of snow in the morning, especially from Mobridge to Winter and maybe to Mitchell. Sioux Falls, even the chance of a few showers in the afternoon. It'll be kind of chilly as that happens. Then we'll turn the page. We'll get into Friday, a little drier forecast. We're ultimately going to land in the 50s there. Here's a snapshot of the wind today. You can see all those gusty winds from Pierre to Mobridge and Aberdeen. Even Sioux Falls will be at least 15 to 30 to close out the afternoon. And then the lighter wind numbers for tomorrow, so we don't have to deal with that story on Thursday. Friday morning starts off calm, and then eventually on Friday, the winds begin to change around to the south, and then that's going to open the door to a warmer weekend. And in fact, really one of the interesting hallmarks of the weekend forecast is the exchange of almost humid weather. We're going to have dew points close to 60 in Sioux Falls. We haven't had that since last October. Could we get some rain or even a clap of thunder Saturday morning in the transition? Absolutely, and I think some of these rain chances are warranted this weekend, but it's also important to realize we're not all washed out either. In fact, Sunday, I would argue the opposite. I think there's a growing opportunity. We're going to get into a dry spell during parts of the day on Sunday, and we should easily warm into the mid to upper 70s. So take it in. South winds too. It will feel like spring. It's going to feel like May on Sunday afternoon. I'll just paint that picture in your mind. Monday, too, could be raised. We're looking at some warmer weather trying to stick around for another day. There could be some storms. That's another piece that when we're 5 or 6 days out, we don't have all the details yet on that, but keep in mind that the possibility of thunderstorms will be in the forecast. Aberdeen also will zoom up to 74 on Sunday. Again, there's a chance of storms around, maybe around Sunday night or again later Monday. Those are things to weigh and consider. Pierre will also get plenty warm this weekend, 80 by Sunday. And then once that front begins to move through, and especially by day 7, watching the 40s coming back, and that's also true in Rapid City. So typical April weather here. More details online at KELOLAND.com.